About a week ago, I did a poll on my channel and I asked you which bag you wanted to see, and a first impressions of the Greenroom136 was the winner. So here we are with the more than first impressions of the Greenroom136 Rainmaker, which this bag is. This is the customized version of it, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get into it. This bag is a great bag, and I'm gonna start with that. It's literally a great bag. This bag can be bought in many different styles, many different shapes. It's actually fully customizable. You can buy it. Their website has something called a Wildcard picker, and basically what that is you can customize like each panel of the bag, different pockets, different strap locations, different types of straps, all kinds of stuff you can do. I'm going to talk about the ones I have. Obviously I can't give you a comprehensive list of every single modification you can make on this bag, but I can tell you about the ones that I've made, and hopefully that'll get you going in the right direction. Greenroom136 is a company based out of Malaysia. It was started by two guys, and as far as I understand, they quit their day jobs to start making sling bags, which eventually morphed into other kinds of carry equipment like this Rainmaker here, which is a very capable backpack. There are things I like about this bag, things I don't like about this bag. As we continue on, I'm going to talk about the things I like and the things I don't like. What I will say is that this particular version of the bag is made out of 1000D Cordura, and it is official branded Cordura, which we can see there. So there is the Cordura branding. It is a very well made bag. Each one is made by hand in Malaysia, as I mentioned earlier. They're very affordable considering what they are. I think that this bag would come in around $200 with the customizations I have on it here, and if you get the VX version, I mean, you can go upwards of $300 with this bag if you want to go really nuts. You can go down as low as like $120 if you want to take it easy, so that's good. Good news. There are all kinds of pockets on this bag, so it's going to take a long time to go through, but I just want to kind of give you the very basics of it. This bag is basically split into three sections. So there is this front section here, this middle main section here, and then the laptop section here. It's all pulled together by these compression straps, which I'll talk about as we kind of go through the video. This particular one has been modified, I would say, like moderately. It's not hugely modified, but it is modified enough. This is the latest version of the Rainmaker. The old versions of this bag had flaps over all of these zippers. That you can see, it is flapless, so there are no flaps left, which I think is a positive. I haven't used the other version, but what I can say is it's very cool the way this one works in use. The other things we're going to talk about are basically, well, let's start with the outside of the bag. So again, 1000D Cordura, which is a very tough and robust material. It feels great. Obviously I have it with this pink strip across here. That is one of the customizations. You can get it with, you can get it with a patch field here if you want. You can get it with molly webbing down here if you want. Mine is slick with this pink. I was considering using this as my diaper bag, so I mean, I think that's a cool look. And yeah, other things about the outside of the bag. So if we talk about the front, we can talk about the top handle, which I like to start talking about. The top handle is nice enough. Now what I will say is this is another customization or add-on. This normally is not there. Normally the top handle would look something like this, which is this like webbing guy, which I think is like, it's good enough, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. I think this side handle is on the normal bag, but I have actually no proper idea. I will say that it is a useful thing. I do like the idea of a side handle, and there are some other like kind of little webbing here, webbing loop things here that is basically the continuation of this handle. So it goes from here to here to here and goes all the way around. And then there is another one, which is definitely a customization on the bottom here, which I like to use, say like in luggage mode, going like this, or if I decide I want to work out. That was a joke. I definitely do not do that. There is a water bottle pocket on the side here. This water bottle pocket is actually very nice and big. I don't tend to use water bottle pockets much, but since I've had a baby, it has been something I have to use a lot more often, and sticking a bottle in there is perfectly fine. I can't tell you how big of a bottle you could fit in there, but I would say it's fairly sizable. There's no elastic or anything, but there is a pleat here, and it's the same 1000D Cordura with a very nice lining, which we'll get into in a minute. These compression straps, you can figure out a way to keep your bottle in there if you really need. There is a pocket on the back here, which I'm going to talk about very quickly, but it's kind of a like a security pocket. This is another add-on, and it goes the whole back panel, like I'm talking like all the way down to the bottom here and all the way up to the top and all the way across. There's nothing else in there. I have my wallet in there just because I don't use my wallet very much. Korea has this thing, Samsung Pay. I mean, obviously everybody has that, but Samsung Pay is amazing. Works on every debit machine ever in the world because it just uses the magnetic strip thing. Anyway, that's a whole nother rant. Aside from that, we can go around to the back panel. The back panel is decent. I mean, these straps remind me a lot of the Mission Workshop straps. They're they've got some nice mesh on the back here, a decent sternum strap. The sternum strap takes like a year to go from here to here because you have to take this whole thing apart. It's like you might as well have a book, read the book, and then come back and, well, I guess if you're reading the book, you wouldn't be changing the... You get what I'm saying? And there are these D-rings here with some subtle branding. And yeah, they're nice straps. They're comfortable. They're wide. They're not particularly spongy. Like the foam in here feels okay, I would say. It doesn't feel great to me, but it feels okay. And the straps themselves are fairly comfortable. I find under moderate load, this bag feels comfortable. The back panel has the same kind of foam in here. I would say the foam is a little bit moofy, like depends on where you push. It doesn't feel super amazing, but I think it's okay, like good enough. I wouldn't say it's a complaint. Like there's nothing to really complain about. It wasn't like bad or anything. It just, I mean, you know, it's all relative. The first thing I'm really going to complain about with this bag, and it's not, look, I love this bag, honestly. It's a very nice bag, but there are a couple of things that really drive me nuts. First thing is this load lifter. So, I don't know if you can see that, but the load lifter and the strap are like right next to each other, which means basically it doesn't do anything. Because normally what would happen in a load lifter is the strap would be somewhere down here, and then the strap would kind of go something like this to get the load up. But what happens with this bag is that because they're right next to each other, if I pull this, so if I pull it all the way, it looks like it's doing something, kind of, but then the way the bag works, it just kind of moves down to be the exact same position as it was before. So I've tested this a lot and it doesn't seem to help me very much at all. I would say that's one thing that could be updated on this bag. I don't find them particularly needed. Since I'm a short guy though, I like the load lifters to get the bag like up on my back a little bit higher. This bag definitely kind of tends to fall down or be a little bit low unless I cinch these straps up. But I mean, that's probably my biggest complaint about the bag overall. All the other things about it I tend to like a lot. This webbing is nice. It's nice. It's I mean, it feels kind of like seatbelty, sort of, not particularly, but a little bit. Another complaint I have basically about this bag is that it's very dangly. Like there are straps going every which way. Now what I will say is you can get strap keepers from them. I didn't get them. I probably should have, obviously, now that I'm complaining about it, but it's something I would definitely recommend doing if you are looking at getting this bag. So that's it for the outside. Let's start talking about the pockets. Now, the regular version of this bag has 3 compartments, as I mentioned. There's this front one here, there's the middle one here, and then the laptop one. Now, the front one goes here, and these zippers are very nice. Like, they're number 10 YKK USA made zippers, reverse coil, and they feel... They're some of the smoother zippers I've used in a long time. They're very, very nice. This pocket is also a very nice pocket. So what it does is it kind of, it is like this whole space. Like, so this whole space is that pocket. So it's like, it's big. It's a big pocket. Like right now I have my GORUCK Wiredopp in there and it's full of like diapers and stuff and it just fits in there like perfectly fine, with tons of room to spare. I mean, like tons of room to spare. You can put like a packing cube in there almost. It's big, it's big. Inside the pocket, and it's not gonna be super easy to show you this, but there are a couple of other pockets. There's this key ring here that dangles, and then there is a kind of a big pocket. There's a big pocket on this side, which is probably like a complete hand size, which I have like my hand sanitizer in. I try to show you, I don't know. You see that? There you go, slightly. And then on the on here, there's a slightly smaller pocket, and then a kind of like a knife-sized pocket over on the side there. You can get this bag with a customization where it kind of zips down and folds down. If you're the type of person that tends to use these things a lot, it's probably worth it. I'm not, so for me this works perfectly fine. There's also a lanyard here where your key can dangle if you want, and that's what I do there. Now I've got two custom pockets here up in the front, and I recommend both of them. So on the top here, there is a pocket which is probably like it goes all the way to this edge, and then all the way to this edge, and I have only this in there, but you could put like your sunglasses or something, or wallet, and it's got this very nice 420D liner in there. There's nothing soft in here. Some of the versions of this bag had something soft. This is the newest version, and it does not. It's just that liner, but it works fine for me. This front pocket is also very useful. Now it's completely flat, so basically this pink section is a pocket, and I just put like my mask in there because it's something I want to grab very quickly, but it's just a nice pocket to have. It's just like one more place to organize your stuff, and it works perfect for stuff like that. I find on the go, I tend to chuck things in there all the time, and then like we'll go somewhere, I'll have only my mask, and then when we come back, my wallet and everything will be stuck in here because as I was using things throughout the day, I kept jamming them in there. Very useful dump pocket there. And it because of the way this pocket works, you can actually fill it up pretty decently, and it'll go like in and out, and it works fairly well. But that's it for the pockets. I mean, those are both very nice pockets, I would say. As I mentioned earlier, there are these two compression straps which you can suck the bag down. This is a 27-liter version of this bag, which is the large size. There's a medium too. I might have mentioned that already. I can't remember because I've recorded this like 5 times already. Yeah. These buckles are very nice. They're Ykk buckles, which is I didn't even know Ykk made buckles, or at least if I did, I forgot about it. They don't have a very nice click to me. Like, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just, I want a little bit more grunt in my click. Like, you know, like, just, ugh. I should mention before we go on too much further, these are not the normal zipper pulls. Normally, people complain that these zippers are like clanky because they're a bit big here. This is kind of just a paracord with a shrink wrap on it. It makes it silent, really, and I recommend doing that if you have this bag. I think I talked to the guys at Green Room, and they said that they are completely for people doing this. Like, if they feel like it's jangly, they leave the end there to give you the option. They feel like the type of person that's, a lot of the people that are buying their bags are like bag nerd style people who could do that or figure out how to do it if they wanted to, so there's that if you need. I will open up the main compartment here, and to do that, there are a couple of ways. So normally when I'm using this bag, I actually leave these tight. So I'll leave the compression straps tight, and I'll just get into the bag through this top section here, like that, and I won't have to actually undo it. But for the sake of this video, I will undo them. You don't have to undo the bottom one at all because it's not a clamshell bag. It goes down to about here. So you can just undo those top ones. And because these zippers are so smooth, you can literally just rip it open. While I said it's not a clamshell opening bag, you can actually like get it open to be, there's like this much left on the bottom. So I think that's actually pretty good, even though there is this water bottle pocket here. The zipper goes down inside the water bottle, and it allows you to open it up, and you have the little gusset here from the water bottle. So I think that works pretty nice. This is the main section of the bag. There are two mesh pockets here with decent Ykk zippers. The mesh feels okay, I would say. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. I will say that like you can feel the sort of homemadeness or handmadeness of it from here, where, can you see how that's sort of like wavy? I think that that's like, it doesn't matter actually at all. It's just that something that you might not see in a like a non-handmade made bag, if that makes sense. But to me, I think that's kind of cool that it's handmade. In here, I just have my pouches. So I have this Dan Matsuda, I mean, whew. And I have this, I've been carrying this lately, this Tom Bihn snake charmer, because I have like some toiletries and my t-shirt for work in there. I had a drawstring porter thing, but I may or may not have to send that to somebody who sent me a patch. And if they're watching the video, thanks bro, now you know what's on the way. There are these molly kind of webbing things here. There's 4 of them with 2, sorry, like 4 columns, 2 rows, I guess that's how it goes. And they, I mean, you can attach stuff. Sometimes I have a carabiner. This whole thing is lined with that 420D, feels great. The bottom of the bag is padded. It is padded, so that is good for us camera folk. And it goes down there. I mean, as you can see, you can get pretty deep into this bag and see everything that's going on with it. I just have like a knife in there, and yeah, that's really it. I can take that out because I need it in a minute. Oh, by the way, stay tuned for mail time, which is coming at the end of this. You can see some, well, you can see what I got coming, or have got here. So that's that pocket, and then the last pocket is the laptop compartment, which is fully crazy, full, extremely clamshelly, and it kind of opens up like this. Now, I don't really know the point of this. I mean, I get it. It's like because of TSA or something, but I think it's something they could do away with. It's definitely not necessary. There's like this pocket for your maybe a keyboard would fit in there, and there are 2 slip pockets, well, 4 slip pockets, 2 small ones, and then 2 bigger ones. Kind of like this size because you can put like a couple pens in there. I don't tend to use them at all. This is also padded on the bottom here. The laptop is raised ever so slightly off the bottom. The laptop compartment is nice. You can fit a big laptop in there. My laptop is sitting down in that pocket. I'll just stick it over here for now. And this is corduroy, like pants I used to wear in like the 4th grade, and it feels amazing. I actually wish more bags use that. I don't really think I need this flap here. The flap kind of drives me a bit mental, but because the hook is down here, it would scratch over here, and that kind of drives me nuts, so I do leave it down, but not something I probably need. I'll zipper this back up. This is still that same YKK number 10 zippers, which are great in use. This is something I've heard people be confused about on the videos or on reviews in the past, similar with the Able Carry bag last week. So if you're a true bag nerd, you'll know what this is for, and that is for hanging the bag while it's not in use with your other 300 bags that are not in use, because hanging it from this makes it look really ridiculous and can warp it can warp it. So you don't want to warp this, so you end up with this, and that's great. I dig that. And the reason why it's not that strong in a lot of cases is because, well, if you're storing your bag nerd style, there's probably not going to be anything in it, so you're pretty safe. Although I think it is, you know, fairly strong enough if you need it to be. So that's basically it. Not a whole lot else to talk about. What I will say is this bag at 27 liters, it's big. Like, it feels big, and the medium version would probably be good enough for me, but what I will say is I think I would always buy the large, and the reason is because the medium one, it just kind of cuts it off here, and it's slightly smaller in each direction, but it looks kind of square to me, and then this part kind of still looks like big, so I would probably go with the big one because it's a killer, like, kind of minimal travel bag. Like, if you stick a packing cube in there, like, here's my favorite GORUCK packing cube. It's a 10-liter full packing cube. Stick that in there. I can travel for like a week on that guy, or probably at least 4 or 5 days. And some pouches, tons of room. I would say that this, and it kind of would look something like that. Not particularly big. I would say this is a very good competitor for something like a GR2 26 liter. Like, if you are the type of person that's been like over that bag and you can't get it and it's really hard to find, give this guy a try, because a lot of the things apply. Like, a lot of the things apply from that bag to this bag. So I think that you might be stoked if you got enough money to just kind of throw it around and give this guy a go. It's a beautiful bag. You get something like a water bottle pocket. You can customize it. You can have pockets. Like, this pocket's a customizable one. This one's a customizable one. But they don't cost a whole lot to customize, really. When it comes to this bag, the only customization I probably wouldn't get again would be this back one here, because I don't tend to use it, but I mean, I don't know, for the cost of it, it's probably okay to have it. But that's it. That's the Greenroom136. This is a lot more than a first impressions, I believe. I will say that I've used it for 2 weeks or so, and even though it looks like, well, it's pink, and I actually dig the pink, but that's another story. This bag is like one bag that I had a hard time getting out of. I don't tend to say that. I tend to get like new bags and be like, oh, I'm just gonna use the new one. But this particular bag, like, it gave me fits. I was having a difficult time deciding like when to stop using it, and that doesn't tend to happen that often. I tend to be out of bags right away, and this one was just one that didn't. And a lot of it was this front pocket here, which is so useful. So the weekend would come and I would just like literally cinch this sucker down, so you'd be like in this sort of mode, but then it doesn't cinch this front pocket, and I would have like my baby stuff in here and go out for the day, and then we'd go shopping, and I'd go like this, and I would stick all my big stuff in the middle here, and then I'd be moved out. Now the only thing with that is I wish these little lifters were a little bit better, but it wasn't super uncomfortable. It was comfortable enough, I would say. And yeah, that's that bag, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for mail time, which will be right after the credits, as it were. So you'll ask me what the credits means. Maybe you can Google it. You might be able to find out. And see you next week, kids. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that this bag does definitely stand up on its own, no problem at all. Flat bottom. Mail time! That was kind of cheesy.